this documentary, I have reached out to young adults who have recently graduated from high school. They are similar to many young people of all generations, but they are all born and living in Australia, a country considered rich and promising. This film shows lives of the Western world today through the eyes of 17 to 19 years old, born at the dawn of the 21st century. Their lives and views are both reflection of the youth and indicators of the future. The people you'll meet are from Sydney, mostly from middle-class families. Every 7 years, we'll meet them again and see what they have gotten up to.
Okay. Hi, I'm Maya. 19, turning 20.
Really?
Yeah, in like 2 weeks, which is exciting. I'm at Wollongong Uni. I'm doing that part-time. And I'm working at Sea-Track Fleet Management, just doing sales and officey stuff. So that's exciting.
What do you study?
Communications and media. Majoring in journalism.
So what's the journalism like?
It's good. I really like it. I mean, I always knew I wanted to do journalism, so it was good that I had like a plan and stuff. At the moment, I had to do like a few times like making media.
Oh wow.
And then so with that, they're like, obviously you have to, make media and like you can do this however you want. And so I would make like TikToks. Oh, and I had to make tweets as well. That was my assignment.
So was it easy?
It was good. It wasn't like, I guess it was easy. I guess you could consider it easy, but like, you had to do that, and then you had to like analyze all the data that you got from it, sort of like figure out how to make the platform bigger, all that stuff.
Did you have TikTok before?
Yeah, no, I had like a personal one, but then I made one called The Best Bands You've Never Heard. So pretty much it's kind of like what the title says. It's like the best like Australian bands that you've never really heard of. Like, I've got a few friends in bands and I really like them and they really deserve like more recognition and stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna make TikToks and then like show people like who they are, like what they sound like, who the sort of influences are and stuff, and sort of, get the ball rolling for them.
So you are introducing only one band or a range of bands?
A range of bands. So that's like very exciting. So I've had to do that like twice now. It was like my digital artifact, and so like I made it for one class and then the other class asked me again to do a digital artifact, and so I just sort of kept doing that. And then the second time around I like made this video for this band. It wasn't really like my normal videos, it was sort of like a more like, I guess, more trendy video. And then it got like almost 500,000 views.
Wow. I
know, I'm really happy with it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
How many followers do you have?
Like 900-ish, I think.
Great.
Yeah, no, that like really helped out. And then, like they reached out because they had like maybe 100 like listeners on Spotify, and then I made the video and then that got bumped up to like 11,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is like sort of, what my goals were in the first place. That's why I started making these videos. So that was really exciting. So yeah, that's uni.
How long have you been in Australia?
I moved here 2020.
2020.
Beginning of COVID.
Oh. So what made you move to Australia?
It was always an idea that my parents had, because a lot of South Africans do move over.
And yeah, they said, look, we're gonna move. You can come if you want. And because my parents are separated, I live with my dad and my stepmom. So I had the option of moving in with my dad and coming here with him, or staying with my mom.
So your mom is still in South Africa?
My mom is still in South Africa.
What she's doing there?
She's just carrying on with her life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
I have a half sister who lives with me.
That's
so
like...
my stepmom and my dad.
Oh. Are you guys close?
Yeah, I would say we're close.
Right. How's Australian experience so far?
Well, when I first came here, it was like a huge culture shock.
Oh.
Because it's very different. But it's been good. Life is much better here.
Really? Mm-hmm. What kind of culture shock?
It's safer, you know. Just easier to live. Just way easier. And you don't have to worry about like getting killed.
Really?
Yeah.
You're joking?
No! It's so bad in South Africa.
We do have a huge South African community in this area. There's lots of people actually from South Africa.
Yeah, a lot of people come here.
But how come your mom didn't decide to?
I mean, she would if she could, but you know, she's still single and she like lives by herself, so. And my grandparents kept her back. You know, she didn't want to leave her mom.
Do they have a choice? So how about the grandparents?
No, you can only move here and become a citizen under the age of 45.
Citizen? You can get residency, no?
Yeah, but it's not the same.
But
we are lucky. We came here before my parents were. My parents are still younger than 45.
Oh, really? They must be pretty young then.
Yeah, they are.
When they had you?
They had me, my mom was like 21 and my dad was like 25.
Is it common in South Africa?
Yeah. Most people have, yeah.
Here people get married 35, something like that. In Australia.
Yeah, I don't think that's planned, but
okay.
Poverty is big there, you know. Like right next to a good, nice community, you'd have shacks and like people living in like tin houses, like just across the road. It's crazy. Because there's so much unemployment, little jobs like that. There's a lot of people who do jobs. Like we had a cleaning. We had her name was Tekla, and she lived with us. Like we had a little separate house for her, and she, you know, she was there when I grew up, and she cleaned and stuff. And there's like pretty much every household has a maid. We would call them. Yeah. Okay. And like at a petrol station, you don't fill in your own gas. There's people who do it for you. They get paid to do that.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's crazy. That's why, like coming here, like 16-year-olds are working at McDonald's and stuff. In South Africa, it's not. It's adults. Adults who are working and like packing packets for a living. Like that's what they do to support their family.
Are they able to support family working in a place like this?
Here?
No, like in South Africa.
No.
Okay.
But that's all that they can do.
Oh, wow.
Because it's like so bad. I'm very grateful for my parents. They worked very hard to be able to get us over here. It took like 5 years, but we're here. Yeah.
Oh.
So I am grateful.
So your families are not from like super wealthy family?
No, we weren't. I mean, we were well off, you know, could live comfortably, but we weren't like rich. And it did take time, and you know, like my stepmom's job had to like sponsor her, and it was like this whole mission. But yeah, I'm very grateful.
My family. Well, obviously, you know Joss. She just graduated last year. Very proud of her. I think she's like doing an internship at her chemist that she works at.
What's she studying?
She doesn't study. Okay. I was actually like the first person in my family to go to uni.
Wow. You proud?
Yeah, no, it's pretty exciting. But yeah, no, I think she's just sort of figuring stuff out at the moment. I know she sort of wants to be like an actress, which again is like really hard to get into. So, you know, kind of figuring that out while still making money.
Okay. Your parents?
My parents. Well, I don't know, it's weird. Like, neither of them work like 9 to 5s. They're both freelancers. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Mum is in Cairns at the moment. She's working on a movie with like Pete Davidson and stuff.
No way!
I know.
She's in the industry.
Yeah, no, she's like in the industry.
That's amazing.
I know. It's like, I'm really happy for her because she can start like, she would work on movies and then she had us, and which is like, being a parent and also working on movies are both like very long hours, so she couldn't really balance both of those. And so now that we're kind of grown up, her 2 kids, she's actually starting to get into movies again, which is exciting.
Oh. Wait, so when she had you, did she have to give up her career a little bit?
Not really. Like, she was still working and stuff. She obviously still had work, like, but just sort of smaller stuff, like less exciting opportunities, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, she was working on like Lord of the Rings and then The Matrix.
No way,
Yeah.
Matrix! She contributed something for one of the greatest cinema in the human history.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then she had me.
Okay.
And then, so, you know, she would like do commercials and, you know, step in sometimes for like a few days of movies and like TV shows.
What's her job? What's her role?
She does like hair and makeup.
Wow.
So, yeah, no, it's exciting. It's pretty cool. I get to like brag about her and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe she can squeeze your baby sister into the industry as well.
Yeah, no, that's what we've been saying. Like, she used to work on like at like Sydney Theatre Company, and then so she'd be like, "Get in here."
Have you ever into the acting and like that?
No, I was never really into that. But, you know, I think it's kind of cool that like all of my family kind of wants to work in media. You know what I mean?
And your father?
He's like a sound engineer.
Wow. Also for the movie?
No, not for movies. He would like work on albums and stuff. Like, I think he worked on one of In Excess's albums, and then it's like, oh, there's not really much money in this, and so now he's just sort of like working on like the footy and stuff, cricket, State of Origin.
What kind of influence that your parents have on you?
I don't know. I mean, I guess sort of like their outlook on life and everything, which is like pretty cheesy to say.
No, it's alright.
But like, yeah, they've got like a very relaxed approach to everything, which is nice. And I feel very lucky that they were my parents and stuff, which I try and kind of like incorporate into my life a bit.
But they wouldn't really push you to study hard or restrict you?
No. Because, you know, they like know what it's like not understanding and stuff. Because the education system for them like wasn't as great, I guess. And they, you know, didn't really feel the need. Oh no, they didn't. Hang on. Like with uni and stuff, they never really felt the need to. So that took a lot of pressure off us, which was nice. And it's still, you know, I'm still like in uni and everything. It's not like I went bad. They were just like, you know, like, what's his name? Mr. Williamson? Like the geography teacher? He would always say the same thing. It's like, yeah, you know, some people are working towards HSC. Some people may want to drop out and do like a trade. Some people may finish what's it called, high school, and then like do something else. Because not everyone has to go to uni. I feel like a lot of people put way too much pressure on that.
Hi, my name is Tyler Van Dyke. I'm 19 years old and I play video games.
Okay. That's awesome. What do you play?
No, oh my gosh, I'm
Yeah.
joking.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
So what do you study?
Nothing at the moment.
Oh, I thought you go to uni. How was your ATA?
It was alright.
How much you got?
Like 60 something.
Okay.
Not great, but
Okay.
I mean,
What's the plan then?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I'm kind of figuring it out. Yeah. I want to be a tattoo artist. That
Oh,
would be cool.
yeah. Have you tried it?
Yeah. I have like the equipment and stuff. I just need to get into a course and do it.
Oh, you need a course.
To get like a license to do it. Otherwise, you do it illegally.
It's good pay though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy expensive here to get a tattoo.
I know. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So that means you have opportunity to make a living, and it's quite popular. Everyone is getting tattoo, especially
Yeah,
Oh,
so that
cool.
would be cool.
So how long does it take to do a tattoo course? Do you have a TAFE or?
Yeah, you can do it at TAFE, I think. I haven't really looked that much into it, but that would be a possibility.
Did you speak English growing up?
Yeah, we mostly spoke English at home, but I do have a lot of Afrikaans friends, and when I would go over to their houses, their families would speak Afrikaans, and I would speak Afrikaans. And Afrikaans is a compulsory subject at school, so you have to write exams and learn it, and so yeah.
So which language do you speak better?
Probably English.
And write and read?
English.
Okay.
But I can understand Afrikaans fluently.
And can you introduce a bit of your family?
My family. Well, both of my parents were born in South Africa. My mom, she's a teacher. She teaches young kids. My dad is a mechanical engineer. He works a lot. And yeah, what do you want to know?
You have other siblings?
No, I just have my half sister
Okay. And your stepmom.
and my stepmom.
Are you close with them?
Yeah. My parents separated when I was really young, and then I think I was 8 when my dad remarried. So I've grown up with my stepmom. She's like a second mom.
Okay. What kind of influence your parents have on you?
A good influence, I would say. I mean,
What kind of influence?
they're hard workers, so they do expect a lot from me. And, you know, I want to make them proud. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So they were ambitious for you.
Yeah.
What kind of expectations do they have of you?
Well, they know that I'm really into art and they're proud of that. And they like support me with the whole tattoo artist thing, so
That's great.
yeah. As long as I'm happy, they say.
What are your feelings towards your parents now?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you feel about them, the parents?
I love them. Yeah. I miss my mom, you know, I haven't seen her since I left. So, but she should be coming here this year sometime to visit.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
What was your childhood like?
My childhood.
Yeah.
Well, my parents separated when I was younger, and I stayed with my mum. And we lived in a part of town that wasn't really nice, so like a lot of violence and crime in the area. And then you know, my dad would visit me on school holidays and stuff, so he was in my life as well. And then I think when I was like 6, we moved away from the bad area and we moved in with my grandparents, and life was good then. Lived in a little beach town.
Oh wow.
And then I would visit my dad because he lived like an hour's flight away in a different town, and I would fly there in school holidays and visit him. So yeah, I would say I had a relatively good childhood.
How old were you when you moved to the nicer areas?
I must have been about 7.
Okay.
Yeah, when I moved to the good area. And then I stayed there up until high school, beginning of high school. And then I had a change of heart and decided to move in with my dad.
Change of what?
Change of heart, and then I moved in with my dad.
What happened?
I don't know, I just decided, you know, maybe I should start new. So I started high school in Johannesburg with my dad. And then he was like, we're going to Australia. Are you coming, or are you going back to your mom? And then, so I didn't have a choice.
You didn't have choice.
Well, I had a choice to move, but I didn't have a choice to stay there because I had like such a good friend group and everything. I was leaving, whether or not.
Did you cry?
Yes. We cried for like a full year before I moved.
Really?
My friends and I, yeah.
Do you still contact with them?
Yeah, I do. I speak with them a lot.
When can you visit them?
Anytime, you know. Well, because of COVID and all of that, I couldn't go, but this year I could have gone, but I'm so anxious about flying alone so far.
How come?
So, yeah. Maybe they can come here.
I wonder, your father really made you feel special and loved. That why, like, you changed your mind. Like he was really caring, and you felt like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. Yeah, I wanted to change. It was like a sudden decision as well. I mean, I had a scholarship for high school with my mom, and then I just, I changed.
Are you a good student?
I used to be.
Used to be?
Yeah, I used to be a good student.
So what happened?
Oh, I don't know. Life.
Wasn't enjoying studying anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I also changed schools so often. So I didn't really have time to settle in.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Back to your parents, so would you say they were ambitious for you?
I mean, they always like gave me, choices, and like I was like, oh, I want to do this, and they're like, all right, let's do this, and always supported me and stuff. Never really like, no, you're not doing this, or like forcing me to go to like tutoring, or forcing me to do math homework and stuff.
Did you?
Yeah, I did my homework.
And tutoring?
No, I never did tutoring.
And
But-
you got early entry into the uni.
Yeah, so something must have worked.
Yeah, something must have worked. So what your feelings towards your parents now?
I love them. They're great. I feel very, very lucky for the parents that I got. They're very cool. Yeah.
Can you describe a bit of like sort of the violence that you just mentioned? What was like?
Well, racism is still very much a thing there. I mean, it's a thing everywhere, but especially there. There wouldn't really be like violence, like gangs against races, but in school, most of the white kids hanged out with the white kids, and most of the black kids hanged out with the black kids. But it was never nothing bad. It's usually like the old people who grew up during that apartheid time that are the most racist. But in school it wasn't too bad.
What about the young generation? Do you think their views are changing a bit?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Did you have like black friends growing up?
Yeah, I had lots of black friends. Yeah. It was good.
What are your obstacles right now in your life?
I feel like right now like ever since I've started this new job, you know, kind of like entering the corporate world, that's definitely an obstacle of mine, just because like I feel myself sort of falling in like that trap that we were talking about before, like that very much routine, like work, party, work, party, work, party, work, party, which is like, I don't know, I get very existential about it. I'm like, is this it? Is this like the rest of my life now?
Yeah.
Like, I only work 3 days a week, and then people, like the people I work with, that's all their life. They go there every day, all day, and I'm like, oh my god, is this the rest of my life? I don't know, maybe like my obstacles would be like sort of growing up and maturing and stuff. It's kind of scary.
Wow. But you're only 19.
I know! I shouldn't be having these thoughts. I'm only 19.
So is that because the work that you do, you don't feel any value in it, or you don't enjoy it?
I guess like a bit of both. I mean, it's not really something, it's something I could stay in for the rest of my life, but it's not really something I want to stay in for the rest of my life. And like, you know, I'm just sort of working towards goals, and the goals seem so far away, and it's just, you know, I just like get up in my head about a lot of things.
So what are those goals?
The goals, well, just, you know, like become a journalist, get like a good job, get a little apartment, finally move out, all that stuff.
So do you reckon you'll enjoy more if you do journalism?
Yeah, especially if it's like an area I'm really interested in.
So what are they?
Like the band, like the TikTok thing I was talking about before, for example. I chose that because I kind of really want to get into that industry, you know, interview bands, go to band like concerts and stuff, and make that sort of my life.
It feels to me that the band and music is a really big part of sort of spiritual, you know, food for lots of young people around this area.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
big culture, yeah.
Like, oh my god, it was so exciting to see. You know, I used to be an emo and stuff. I used to be like emo. I'd listen to, you know, My Chemical Romance and Fall Out Boy and stuff, whatever. But music was always a very big deal for me, and it's been so exciting to sort of watch like the people in my grade to sort of like find themselves almost through music. Like Henry Dudding, for example.
He loves music.
Loves music. I remember like, you know, year 7 or whatever, he wouldn't really like listen to that much stuff, or the stuff he would listen to would just be like on the radio. And now look at him. He's like he's done like a 180, completely found himself, and music is like a massive part of his life.
But what do you mean he found himself?
You know, like there's just like these changes, like just who we were supposed to be, like rather than being, I don't know, just like a year 7 or a high schooler or anything like that. He started expressing himself, he started like dressing differently, you know, like getting tattoos.
Big muscles.
Yeah, big muscles.
He looking so good nowadays. I mean, he always been pretty good, but you know,
Yeah,
he
I
look
know.
so mature, manhood. I felt, I sense of the big, you know, growing man is inside of him. He's crazy, yeah. And he's so mature, like quiet, and he like sort of, yeah. But I know what you mean, yeah. Okay. So what does that feel to listen to music? What is it? Can you describe a little bit, like the experience of enjoying music?
I think that's like another one of my obstacles at the moment. Bringing it back up. Because, again, I've been very much in my head and very like spaced out. I've got a lot of brain fog at the moment. And I've sort of been like that for a few months now.
Oh.
Like it's just been like really bad.
Okay.
And it's very scary because like I'll listen to music and I feel like I can't really take it in. You know what I mean? Like
Take it in.
yeah, like I can't even absorb the music because I'm like so spaced out, so like, you know, don't really know what I'm doing and stuff. I don't know, it's like common with people with like, you know, I guess like a mental health history. But it's really bad. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like here's me and then there's a layer and then there's everything else. Yeah, it's just gotten particularly bad lately. I'm not really sure why. I've been trying to kind of like turn it around. Self-improvement.
But from the outlook, is that, you know, when I graduated from high school, got an early interest doing the journalism that she likes to do, and she get rid of this stupid IGA job, you know, very hard labor, and moved to the better job and better pay, better hours. Seems like life is going up. Seems like going up. But at the same time, strangely enough, you don't feel okay.
Like on paper, my life is sorted. But yeah, no, I just get in my head all the time about that stuff. About moving on, about change. Everyone's scared of change.
What are your ambitions and dreams?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. To be happy and just live. I want to pursue art, probably. To be happy and just do something I love.
How about like grand art exhibition, you know, New South Wales gallery, buying a big house, driving a nice car, something like that.
Even
Be
a small
famous.
house would be fine. You know, as long as I just want to be happy and content with what I do.
What are the obstacles that you experience right now at this moment of your life?
Mental health is a big obstacle for me. You know, I suffer with like anxiety disorder, so it's hard to, especially now that I'm out of school, my routine has kind of changed. You know, school kept me waking up at the same time and kept me motivated, and now I'm kind of, that routine has been broken a bit, so yeah, that kind of affects the anxiety and all of that.
Okay. You seem like when I approached you for the thing, you were like okay with it, and then you're okay with the documentary, so that's pretty good. I think it's a big step, no?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like someone who had experiencing it.
No.
Would you like to talk a little bit about these issues, the anxiety issues?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a big part of my life. You know, I've been on medication, I think, since the start of high school for it, and it's definitely hard, you know, like finding a job, because most of my anxiety happens in like social situations and leaving the house. So finding a job, you know, I've been for job interviews and I've been offered jobs, but I'm like, oh my god, so anxious about it. Yeah, and it affects friendships as well. You know, sometimes my friends invite me out to go to the city, and but I can't do it because of anxiety. So it's hard, but I'm getting through it. I'm definitely better than what I was.
Do people understand?
Most people do, yeah. Yeah. Most of my friends are very understanding about it.
Okay. So the friends you made in Australia?
Yeah.
Okay. Who are they?
Who are they?
Yeah. Do I know them? No?
Um,
They're from our school?
yeah,
Okay.
pretty much all from our school. 'Cause,
Alright.
yeah, I've been around.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're good. They're good. A good bunch.
So how, you know how I was told that some people are struggling with like even ordering food in a restaurant because of anxiety, and just even talking to people. And I mean, when you're browsing a shop, if they talk to you and do you need help, and then you just feel anxious about it. Are you that bad or?
My issue would be actually getting to the shop.
Oh.
You know, like actually doing it. But I think once I'm in a situation, I will be fine. Like once I've had time to settle down. But it's usually just like a lot of overthinking beforehand that I suffer with. And
Have you ever seen a psychiatrist?
yeah, I've been seeing one since I got here.
What's the cause of this studying from high school?
I think we know that I always had anxiety. It was always there because my mother is a very anxious person and it runs in the family. But I think just the start of high school, it brought it on. I mean, I think probably the big change, moving in with my dad. And then I got fine. I was able to go out and enjoy myself. And then I moved here and it brought it back a little bit. And then COVID happened and I was stuck at home, and all that progress I had made going out and being active, I started from square one again. So during COVID of last year, I was at my worst. I was like bad. I couldn't leave my bedroom. You know, I lost like 20 kgs. It was so bad. It was so bad. But I'm getting better now, which is good.
Do you do any sports?
I used to
What do you
back
do?
in South Africa. I used to swim, yeah, but not now.
Are you a good swimmer?
Yeah.
Did you join the swimming carnival? No.
No, definitely not. Not here.
What are your fears?
My fears. I think my biggest fear would just be like being alone. Like if something were to happen to my family, like these are the only people I have here in Australia. So I don't know. That's like my biggest fear. Being alone, being stranded.
Your father is really young.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a long life. So.
Yeah. But yeah.
There's one person also described how she's like really worried when she's old, and then she got divorced, and she will be alone. Yeah, that kind of fear. I don't know.
I don't think that far.
That far, okay.
No.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I guess you can like either have like, oh my god, nothing really matters, or sort of approach it like, woohoo, fuck it, nothing really matters, you know?
But why is that? I'm pretty sure like it's not something normal. I mean, not normal as in this is not supposed to be how it works, right? Like life is. If we are like in Australia, like you know what I mean? We are like.
Yeah, like a freaking first world country.
Yeah.
We're very lucky, especially even like in this area.
Yeah.
It's a very lucky place to live.
Then why do we still feel like this? I don't know.
I reckon it's just human nature, you know? Everyone's always going to have like doubts and stuff, not know what they're doing, is it even worth it, like why am I even going towards my goals and stuff, there's no point. But then, you know, the point is to like make yourself happy and then just enjoy this life, I guess.
Have you ever talked these sort of issues with friends or family or sister?
I mean, I guess I get like drunken conversations.
Okay.
We're like, yeah, the meaning of life and fuck everything and yeah.
Really? You actually use the phrase "the meaning of life."
I mean, what is the meaning of life?
So then let's touch into this topic then. Okay. So what do you think so far that in your 19 almost 20 years of life experience that you thought, you lived, you felt, you experienced, you hurt, you cried, everything, and you suffered. And what do you think is the point of our existence?
Just have a good time. I mean, that's all we can really do. Just do stuff you enjoy, which I guess is like the advice. or the meaning of life that everyone will give you.
So you think that's the answer? Just enjoy as much as you can.
Yeah.
Then why can't we like fully enjoying it? Why do we feel this sense of, I don't know, purposeless or just meaninglessness?
It's good.
Yeah, why?
You're good.
Why? Like we should be able to enjoy. You're young, you graduate, your career is getting better. First world country, there's food, there's music. Like there's music.
Yeah.
And there's your loving parents and families just there. I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know. God, I wish I could tell you and we can just figure it out and be done with it. But, you know, I guess that's just a part of life. You know what I mean? Everyone will get these shitty thoughts.
Can you describe having a successful life in your term?
Having a successful life, I think would be, you know, just being happy, you know, not having to worry about materialistic things, having a good family, just being content
Okay.
and happy to die.
Happy to die. Okay. Let's talk back to this happy family. Would you like to have your own family in the future?
At the moment, I don't want to have kids.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
But that decision will probably change when I'm older. But right now, I don't see myself having kids. Probably a husband, hopefully, maybe. But yeah.
So what do you look for in your partner? What qualities that do you think as, you know, suitable partner for you?
The first thing I look for is sense of humor. I mean, somebody who's funny and can make me laugh. Yeah, and someone who's just caring and supportive and makes me feel safe and understands my flaws.
That's really good. Do you believe in the idea of like true love?
No. I don't know.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, then your true love could be halfway across the world. I mean,
Possibly.
you're more likely to like marry someone who lives in your area.
Likely, yes.
Yeah.
But do you believe that there are some there that is perfect for me and I'm perfect for that person?
Probably. I mean, there's so many people in the world. There could be, you know, your ideal person, but the likelihood that you are their ideal person is also, I don't believe.
Oh. It's a bit pessimistic.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all right. Let's go back again. Some bright stuff. Okay. What are the most enjoyable things that in your life that you do?
I don't know.
Listen to music, I assume.
Yeah, I feel I'm in like a very exciting period of my life with music, I guess. Because, you know, I feel very lucky that I'm sort of friends with like some of my favorite bands, you know what I mean? Like my boyfriend right now, he's in a band.
Oh, wow.
They're doing really good. They've just like got gig after gig. So it's like really exciting for them. I'm very proud of them. I've got a band I really like, Battlesnake. They're really good. They're gonna open for Kiss like next year. You know, I'm friends with them. I don't know, I guess I'm sort of going into this community that I feel I'm very lucky to be in, you know? which is good.
So that's something that you enjoy.
Yeah,
Okay.
this community. Yeah.
Now that you mentioned about the boyfriend, so do you believe in, to put it in a cliche way, as like true love?
Yeah. I mean, I see it in my parents and stuff.
Oh,
Bro,
really?
my dad is fucking whipped. They're not even married.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And
I'm a bastard child.
so they love each other
Yeah. So
Wow.
much.
so much.
So
Okay,
much.
let's talk about this. It's really rare that this area when divorce rate is like
Yeah.
2/3.
Again, like that's another thing I'm so lucky about, you know, like
What is that, like the middle-aged white man in love? Like, what does it look like?
I don't know. Him just taking care of everyone. He's a very sweet guy. Do everything for us to make us happy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Does he cook breakfast?
He doesn't cook breakfast. He does try and make smoothies, but they're a bit chunky. Just because he worries about me. I don't really eat in the mornings.
Okay.
It's like, ew. And he's like, I made you a smoothie.
Where is he from?
He is from Greystanes, actually.
Greystanes.
Yeah, so that's sort of like over there a little bit.
And your mom?
She's from, I think, Roma. It's like outback Queensland.
So
Very
they're
much.
all Aussie.
Yeah, like I'm like a full-on bogan.
Not really. You don't really speak like one.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Alright, if you say so. Yeah, I grew up in Parramatta. Both my parents from really bogan towns.
I assume that then you will get married one day.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I think so. I hope so. One day.
How come your parents, they haven't married yet?
I don't know. I guess they never really felt the need to.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's cool.
It's very cool. So he had never proposed or anything like that, romantic guy?
No, she still refers to him as my boyfriend. She still refers to him as her boyfriend.
Wow. That is adorable.
I know,
Maybe
right?
I should do that too.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, that's where I'm like, I do want to get married, but just so I can, like, you know, wear a dress and everyone's attention is
No,
on
you
me.
can still get wet dress without getting,
married.
legally married.
Yeah.
I think there's some beauty in it, like not getting married.
Yeah. You
You
know, you're not like forced together almost. You're not like bound by law.
Yeah. And that even makes stronger because they're together means they still like love each other.
Yeah, they're like
You know?
making the choice to be together, not being forced.
And they have a right to leave, but every single time they stayed.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful. Far out. Can I meet this guy? So, how many would you have children?
Yeah, I think so.
How many children are you thinking here?
See, I don't know. I was having a very in-depth conversation with Anna. You know Anna?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Because I'm like, there's a whole thing of like, oh my god, the world's sort of falling apart. Do I really want to bring a child into that?
Yes.
And then, then I'm like, no, I want like a kid, but I think I'd only want one kid. But then I want them to have a sibling. But I don't want to like have two kids.
Okay.
And then, oh my god, I don't want to have to be pregnant twice. But I want them to be like my kids.
Oh wow. So what was the conclusion?
I never reached one.
Oh.
I've just been like thinking this entire time. So yeah, I don't know. I'll just see how it goes. It's like, am I being selfish by bringing this child into the world? Sort of thing. It's overpopulation. There's this, there's that. Oh my god, I just want like a little bubba. And like,
I know.
squeeze his little,
Yeah.
his little chubby legs
I
and
know.
stuff.
I know. So I guess you struggling. Like, is that
Yeah.
good choice or not?
Yeah, I get in my head and like, do I really want kids, or is that what like society has led me to believe? And like, but maybe I do want kids, but I don't know.
I think young people, they have every rights. But how come you, only 19, turning 20, already have such a dark view about the world?
I don't know. I was always like a depressed kid and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a realist. Maybe I'm like, I wouldn't say like more mature than people my age. Maybe I just like aim low and get pleasantly surprised. Maybe.
So what's this ideal life you are aiming at? Can you describe a little bit like what it looks like?
Honestly, at this point, I'm just aiming for an apartment with a nice view and some big windows, and then maybe a kid. Being a journalist and stuff.
Loving husband, loving boyfriend, partner?
Yeah, loving partner.
What are the chances that the current boyfriend turning to the future husband or partner?
I don't know. Because it's weird. Like, there is like an age gap. Like, if he were to get me pregnant, you know, he'd tell his friends and they'd be like, oh, congratulations. And if I were to tell my friends, they'd be like, oh, what are you going to do about that? Are you going to keep it?
Oh.
Because, yeah, no, he's like 28.
Okay.
So it's a solid age gap. But
Is that a problem?
no, well, I don't think so. Who knows? Maybe I'll look back and be like, oh. But yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
We're cool.
A public school system and private school system. It's a bit different than your experience, because I think in South Africa they might have quite a few, like a range of different like school system and from different economic financial background. Do you think people go to private school have a much better chance to succeed or to make it in this life than people like us who go to public school?
No, but I think they definitely do. Maybe. No. I don't think so.
So we're in an equal race in a way, overall.
Maybe they have more opportunities because of, you know, the school that they go to. But
Did you
I
go
think
to? Sorry.
if you really want something, you can achieve it.
How about us, we public school kids? Do you think if we really want something, we can achieve it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you read?
No, not really. I used to, but not right now.
What did you used to read?
Oh my gosh. Just like, what did I used to read? Like all the classics, like Charlotte's Web, Twilight, Hunger Games. Those games. Those.
What language did you read
English.
in school? What about in a South African school? What kind of literature do you study?
English.
Shakespeare?
Yeah.
Charles Dickens?
Yeah.
Jane Austen?
No.
Which textbook did you read?
Which textbooks?
Yeah, like which books did you read? Classical book read in studying English in South Africa?
Gosh, I can't remember.
It's not long ago. 2-3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, we did Shakespeare.
Which one did you read?
Oh my gosh, I can't
Remember? I thought you would like it though. If you read Hunger Games Twilight, you know, I'm pretty sure that when you read Shakespeare, you're like impressed by the language and the plot.
It was a bit confusing. No, I can't remember that.
What about at Penno? What did you study?
What book did we read?
Yeah.
Jasper Jones,
Okay.
and yeah, we read Jasper Jones.
Who was your English teacher? I'm sorry, yeah. Was it too personal?
Miss Morton.
Oh, Mr. Morton. Okay.
Miss. Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference experience between studying in Australia and studying in like, South Africa?
It's easier here.
Oh.
Like the school systems as well are crazy. Like the school system is like the biggest thing, like the biggest shock for me. Like there, it's like you're in a military camp. It's so disciplined. Uniform, haircut. You can't have piercings. You can't have hair longer than your, like the boys had to have a specific haircut. The girls can't have long nails, no makeup. And then I come here and people have like green hair and like lashes. I'm like, what the frick?
Wow.
And also like the relationships between the teachers and the students here are much better. The kids swear and the teachers like don't care. If you swore at a teacher in South Africa, holy moly, dead. You would be dead.
What's the consequences?
You would like get screamed at and then sent to the principal.
Do you have like physical punishment in South Africa?
No.
Okay.
Used to, but not when I was in school.
So did you have long hair after you came to Australia?
The girls could have long hair as long as you tie it up
Oh, okay.
and it's out of your face. But, yeah.
And you have like, piercings?
I got all of this when I came here.
How was that experience?
Felt crazy. It felt like I was breaking a law.
Oh wow. Are you religious?
I used to be. Like my mom is pretty religious. I went to church with her. But now, I had a lot of questions
Okay. What other questions?
about religion. I mean, like, there's no proof that like Jesus and God exists.
What clicked? What was the moment like? Oh.
I think it was always there, you know, in the back of my head.
Okay. And your father are not religious?
No.
That their family is not? Okay.
My dad is very spiritual. Buddhist.
Oh, he's Buddhist.
No,
Okay.
he says he is, but he's not really, but he believes in a lot of that stuff.
Then, what sort of like belief systems or principle value that you carry around right at the moment is, you know, after you no longer believe in Jesus?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay.
I mean, like, if there is no God, then what is our purpose? Where do we go when we die?
Exactly.
It's scary to think about.
Okay. Then let's quickly. This usually we'll ask in the last point, but I'm gonna ask it right now. So, have you thought about that?
Yeah, I have. And when I was younger and, you know, we were very religious and Christian, most of my praying to Jesus was out of fear that if I didn't, you know, have faith and pray, I would go to hell when I died. Like, that was a lot of the reason why I did it.
How scared were you?
I was scared. Like, I felt bad if I didn't pray at night. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to hell when I die. And then that made me think, like, what about the kids who grow up in different countries where, you know, Jesus isn't that common and they get taught other religions? Do they go to hell when they die?
And what was your thought back then?
That's so unfair. Like, this is rubbish. It's crazy.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
scared.
How about now?
No, I don't think hell exists. But what does exist? I mean, where do you go when you die?
What are your thoughts right now?
I don't know. Maybe just blackness, like before you were born. Like before you were born, there was nothing.
is that idea scares you? Not being able to exist anymore?
Yeah. Because then what is the point of all of this? And if that is the case, then this is all we have. And I don't want to waste it, which I'm doing. But yeah.
So what have you figured out so far?
I don't know. To have kids and
But you don't want to have a kid.
no, I don't. What I don't know what the meaning of life is. Gosh, I don't know. Maybe it's to help others. I don't know. But
That's a pretty good one though. Okay, let's talk about something nice then. All right, we're talking about too many dark stuff. So, what are the beautiful, good, valuable things in the world? Anything, material-wise or value-wise, concept-wise, idea-wise?
I would say maybe other people, you know, relationships that you have with friends and family is pretty beautiful and can make life a lot better.
How about art?
Yeah, sure.
Music?
Yeah,
Do you like music?
yeah.
Okay. What sort of the art medium do you consume? What are your spiritual food?
My spiritual fluid.
Yeah.
I would say it's pencil.
Pencil?
That's what I enjoy most when I make art.
Pencil.
Pencils.
Do you have TikTok?
Yeah,
Do you post your artwork?
a little bit.
How many followers do you have now?
Followers. Like, I don't, like 100.
Okay. In TikTok? Do you think people who went to the private school, they have a much better chance to succeed in this life than us?
Well, I guess it depends. I mean, I think all signs sort of point to yes. Like, you know, a lot of the time their parents can afford for them to go into that school. They'll like get a better education. It looks better on resumes and stuff. You know, like money really helps out a lot with that stuff. Yeah, no, they definitely have like different sort of opportunities.
Do you know any private school kid?
Yeah. Oh, actually, my first primary school was the sort of like almost backyard, or like, yeah, the backyard of like King's School. Yeah, so we'd like, you know, just walk over through the little forest and stuff to like do our fucking assemblies and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have encounter with them?
Yeah, no, I think one of the boys I had a crush on when I was like 6, his dad was like the vice principal or something. I knew a few people that lived in the school. It was big enough for people to live in the school.
Wow. King, huh?
Yeah.
What about like when you go to party or something? Do you get to see people from private school?
Bro, I haven't been to a party in ages.
How come? You love party, don't you?
Yeah, no one really has them anymore. I think the last one I went to was one of Harry's friends, and so it was like a housewarming party.
Housewarming? Who's moving out?
Well, they're all old people.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's why. I've got a friend that, you know, like our mums are best friends. We used to like take baths together. Like since we were in diapers, we've been friends. And he went to King's School.
Oh.
his parents like divorced when he was pretty young. And so then, I don't know, I don't really know the situation. I just know that like everyone hated his dad.
Oh.
Yeah, his dad is not a good person. But it sort of ended up with him sort of buying their love almost. He was like, you're going to the King's School and stuff. And yeah, you know, oh, actually, and then I met all his friends who went to the King's School.
Yeah.
Yes. Right, at a party. All right, it's all coming back to me now.
Great.
Yeah.
What's it like?
You know, some of them are pretty normal. Some of them are pretty racist.
Oh?
Yeah, no.
Racist?
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's okay to say the N-word. Sing a song and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, I try not to see them as like too different, I guess.
That's alright.
Yeah, just like human beings rather than like what school you went to and stuff.
Are you religious? Not at all. Your parents?
No.
Then, what kind of the principles or value systems that do you carry around in this world when you're addressing certain issues?
Well, my parents were like pretty hippie.
Okay. Oh, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you have a bit of hippie vibes. Yeah. All right.
You know, I had like a hacky sack and dream catchers and stuff. But
even the fashion right now is pretty hippie looks. Yeah.
peace. But yeah, no, I guess they sort of like taught me kind of those values, almost like Buddhist values and stuff. Yeah, just like be a good person.
Are they like politically radical, left wing?
Yeah. I mean, very relaxed about it, but like, well, obviously a woman should be able to choose. Obviously we should like, you know, let gays get married and stuff. And then, yeah, I got raised the same way. And I'm very lucky for that.
Yeah, see, it's interesting to see how the value system transfers to the next generation. Usually, not all the time, but you get to see the shadow or the things from the parents that passes through. Do you read?
Do I read? Yeah, I do.
What do you read?
I've recently gotten back into it. Oh my god, the book I'm reading at the moment, I just sort of like downloaded it. I'm like, this looks okay. And then it turned out to be like a sexy book, and I was like, it was like really badly written as well.
What is it?
I don't even remember the name, but it was like, like fan fiction kind of thing. It was not good. It's like, what? I just wanted to like find out the end of the story.
So how often do you read?
I used to read like heaps.
Can you recall the books that you read when you used to, as in?
Yeah, like obviously all the Percy Jackson books, all the Harry Potter books, all the Twilight books. I remember when I was little, like I would just read a book so fast that like my parents were like, shut up, you're not actually reading it. I'm like, yes I am. And I'd like have to sort of give them like a summary of the book, because yeah, no, they're not really big readers. Both my mum and my sister are dyslexic as well, which sort of plays a part in that. Sort of relaxed vibes, and you know, don't have to do great academically.
That they told me when they're young, like primary school or early high school, they used to go to library, borrow one book to another, and then just keep reading, and then they're reading.
Yeah,
they go to a restaurant and then they just open a book, you know, when everyone is talking, you just sit there and then read a book.
Yeah.
And love it. And somehow it magically stopped.
Because of
smartphones?
I reckon.
When did you have your first smartphone?
Dad gave my sister and I one when we were like in year 5 or something.
Okay.
Like,
oh, that's early.
yeah, no, it's early, but it was like sort of an iPod because it like didn't have a SIM card or anything. I got my first phone when I was probably like in year 7, and it was another one of Dad's hand-me-downs, and it didn't really like, it had a SIM card, but I had to pay for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
how do you pay? You don't.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't working, so I just would never really have a phone. But yeah, it's not great,
What
but
do-
it's good.
Do you think that the nowadays young people experience lots of, like, let's say, mental issues and lots of depressions and anxieties is due to smartphone? What do you think? What kind of impact do you think that had on your generation?
Well, I mean, there's obviously like the self-image has been completely ruined because, you know, there's like Photoshop, and apparently, like, I just found out you open TikTok, like the camera, and it's like it immediately like airbrushes your face, like no filters. You don't have to put on a filter or anything, and it just like immediately like makes your face different,
Wow.
which is messed up. Like, that's awful.
Okay.
But so yeah, there's that sense, and it's like, you know, easier to like find things like that, and oh my god, why don't I look like that, and blah blah blah. But then there's also like the dopamine. I think that's the chemical, the dopamine hit, where it's like the instant gratification that goes away just as fast, like especially when you're scrolling through TikTok and you're just like scrolling, not really doing anything, you know, good.
My first smartphone. I think like beginning of high school, but it wasn't anything fancy. Like, it was like a freaking Samsung brick. I still had a Samsung brick when I came here.
Oh.
Like, not a lot of people there had iPhones or anything like that.
That might be probably on a big shock as well, that everyone has iPhone.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Have you ever worked?
No.
Okay. It's alright. What's the most important thing to you right now?
I don't know. Probably figuring out my life. Or my dog.
A dog?
My dog.
You got here. You got a dog here when you arrived here.
Yeah.
But what about what kind of food do you eat?
Food. Any food.
Any food? What do they make in your family?
I think just the basic family meals. My dad doesn't eat meat, so
Is it vegan or vegetarian?
what's the difference?
Vegan doesn't eat even animal-related product like eggs, honey.
Oh no, he's vegetarian.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't eat meat.
Okay. And your stepmom is normal.
Yeah.
Okay. So do they make like South African food?
Yeah, there's like South African shops. There's one in Dural that we go to a lot and buy our meat and stuff. We go there about like fortnightly and just stock up on supplies.
How about your stepsister? Is she adopting life here well?
Yes, she's basically got the accent.
No way already.
Yeah.
2 years.
Even me, like, I'll find myself saying words. It's crazy.
Like what?
Like, yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. Did your South African people friends like?
They notice it as well when I speak to them. I'm like, no.
What are your routines now then? I thought like when you say you can only film after 3 p.m. is because you're like, I don't know, some vampire family that can't only go outside like until like it's the sun is going down or something.
I'm the vampire.
Are you? Yeah.
It's because like my sister, I have to look after her.
Oh.
Like when my parents work and stuff. Yeah, but my routine now is basically just surviving.
What time do you sleep?
What time do I go to bed? On a good day, like 12.
Okay. That's not bad.
On a bad day, like 5 a.m.
Do you have what's the word? Insomnia or something? What's the
I
word?
probably do. Insomnia.
Insomnia, yeah.
I was thinking about it the other day. I probably do.
So what do you do then?
What do I do if I'm not sleeping? A lot of the times I'm like drawing.
Oh, really?
I'm just watching
Drawing.
documentaries.
What kind of documentary do you watch? Is that why you're being part of this?
I watch crime documentaries. Yeah.
Wow. Crime documentaries? The real crime documentaries.
I'm into that stuff. Yeah, and it's so addicting to just stay up and watch TikToks and time flies.
Oh, TikToks. Do you have internet addictions or social media addictions?
Probably. Yeah.
How many hours do you reckon you spend on this one?
It's mostly just like when I'm going to bed. I'll like lie in bed for 2 hours and just watch TikToks and scroll through Instagram.
What kind of the TikToks do you watch? What sort of feed that their algorithm find you interested in feeding you?
Like comedy stuff. People making skits. And just weird stuff.
The main
And
major thing.
art.
Art.
Yeah.
Okay.
Relationships, like a boyfriend.
Yeah, boyfriend.
Yeah, I had a boyfriend when I moved here.
Oh, it sounds like a romantic story.
Yeah, I had a boyfriend when I moved here. Tried long distance, didn't work. And he moved to the UK,
Oh,
so he wasn't in South Africa anymore. But we still sort of keep in contact. Like we'll check in with each other now and then.
what is he doing in the UK?
He moved there, he lives there. Either South African will move here or to the UK.
Okay. Why did he move to Australia?
He should have.
Were you guys close?
No. I would say so.
How long have you been dating before?
Gosh.
Oh, it's been a long then.
What?
You dated for a long time.
It was a couple of months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
I thought it's a couple of years.
No, definitely not.
Do they have teenagers like that? In South Africa?
Yeah, but not on the roads.
Oh,
So
really?
You can't
They don't do that, huh?
you can't, no, it's not safe. Like you have to stay in your house, in your garden, which is fenced off with barbed wire and
Really?
electric fences.
You're joking. That sounds like joking though.
No, I'm not.
Really?
Yeah. Like every house, you can't, like there's no houses on the street that you can just walk into unless you're in like a gated estate.
Every household.
Yeah. Every house has an electric fence by their driveway with big gates and electric barbed wire. And then every night we had a routine, like make sure all the windows are closed, all the doors are locked, the alarm is set, and most houses, the layouts, you have like the living and kitchen, and then the bedrooms will be down a separate corridor and there's a gate that separates it. So you got to make sure you got everything from the kitchen, because once you go to bed, that gate gets shut, the alarms are turned on, and you're stuck in your room until the morning.
That is like some American horror movie.
No. But yeah, that's it.
How come it's that bad?
It's that bad.
I'm from third world country. It was like nothing close that. We were like, yeah, oh my goodness.
Yeah, in some areas it's really like that.
Have
When I
you-
lived with my mom, we lived in an estate which basically has one entrance, and it's got like boom gates and security guards, and then the residents each have a remote that when you drive in you can open the gate and say hello to the security, and then when you have guests over they have to tell the security, I'm going to this house. The security will call you and say, are you expecting guests?
Wow. So, have you ever had anything like robbery or things like that? Then
My parents have. When I lived with my mom, my dad got his car stolen from the driveway and stuff like that. I knew a couple of friends when I was in school who got broken into and like tied up and like held at gunpoint. And it's like a common thing. I've had like, I remember the one time I was sitting in my living room and this ute, we call them buckies, drove past the house with like men sitting in the back of it and like looking into all the houses. And we had big dogs which kept us safe. So
with a gun?
no, they didn't have
Okay.
guns.
Have you seen any like physical violence things in your life?
Yeah,
What
I've
kind-
seen. When I lived with my mom when I was younger, I still remember it vividly. I was standing in the mirror getting ready for school and my mom was doing my hair, and we heard like this scream outside, and like we both looked at each other in the mirror and like ran over to the window, and this guy was like mugging this poor old woman, like she was holding onto her purse, and he was like pulling in, she was screaming, and everybody's just like standing around watching, and then he ran off with her. I remember that vividly.
Oh wow.
It's so bad. It's yeah.
But that means like most of people with a bit of wealth, if they can, they would love to move out.
Yeah. A lot of people want to leave, but they can't because it's so expensive.
Wow. So now I understand when you say when you're here you feel safe. It makes sense.
Like I can walk on the side of the road, and there's no public transport there. There's no buses,
There's no buses?
no trains. I went on my first train here. I went on my first public bus here.
You're joking.
No, I'm not. I'm being serious. I didn't even know there was such thing as a metro, like that goes underground.
Then how do you commute? How do you go to school, go to work?
Your parents drive you, or you catch an Uber, which also aren't that safe there. But I took so many Ubers home from school.
Ubers.
Uber.
Are they safe?
Not really, but sometimes we didn't have a choice. No public transport, like no buses.
Okay.
There was a lot of like for the schools they had like private public businesses. I mean private transport businesses that would transport the kids home. But yeah.
When we're talking about instant gratification, dopamine hitting through the, we know that this is bad. Okay. Then what are the good things
The good things you can do.
in life? Yeah. What is good things supposed to be in life?
Well, I mean, obviously stuff you enjoy, but also stuff that's like gonna make you feel better in the long run, which is obviously like not instant gratification, you know, like going to the gym consistently and like getting routines in, just all that stuff. Like I'm still in the process of learning very much, but you know, I'm trying to get better and yeah, sort of improve through like self-improvement.
How about personally, what sort of influence do you think that having smartphone, internet, access, social media have on you? do you think that what you just described previously about the mental health issues are related to anything to do with the?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I still have moments where I'm like, why don't I look like her?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. For real, you actually experienced that?
Yeah. Everyone does. It's so bad. Then I'm like, why doesn't my body sit like this? Like, you know, I've got like hip dips, and this person doesn't have hip dips, and her waist is smaller than mine, and my hips are too wide.
No way.
Yeah, it's like,
Wow.
it's full on.
Oh.
It's supposed to be just minding your own business and not worrying about other people. But, you know.
What is the most important thing to you right now?
Oh my god, I don't even know.
You can think about it now.
Far out. I guess just like my friends, like my people. Very important to me. Yeah, I think that's like the most exciting thing going on in my life. Just sort of like my little community that I've got.
Okay. I don't know why we skipped this one, but what's your ambition? What's your dream?
To be a journalist. I mean, I guess like it's always changing, but like, you know, when I was like 13 or something, my dream was to like work at Rolling Stone as a journalist and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, review albums, go to concerts. That's definitely like a dream. But yeah, definitely like working more in pop culture kind of areas rather than reporting news and stuff.
What about your own personal achievement? What do you want to achieve?
Just happy and healthy. Yeah.
Cool.
Which I'm working on. It's always going to be a process. You can always better yourself some more, but yeah, I'm just figuring it out now.
Have you thought about death?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
like,
tell me about it.
it's like, oh my god. It's definitely comforting to think like, oh, there's something after death and blah blah blah. But it's just nothingness. Well, I mean, that's like what I think.
Okay.
Instead of like heaven or being reincarnated, it's just full on. Like, I can't even imagine that.
Are you afraid of death?
I wouldn't say afraid of death. I mean, not really. It's weird. It's like I don't really want to like get to that old age where I'm like, you know, in like a retirement village and can't do anything for myself, hooked up to machines and stuff. Yeah, that's what like I think about a lot. I'm like, what's like the best age to die? Because I don't want to get to like that point, but you know, I also want to live my life. So I don't know. I guess it's just like that. I guess me thinking about death is me going, I don't want to get really old, but I don't want to die too young.
What kind of the media do you consume? Like movies and you read books now and music, and what about the movies
music,
and theaters? What sort of the artistic media do you consume? Like your spiritual food, as your spiritual food?
Not really big on the old on movies as much, but I like going like, yes, I like this artistic choice and stuff.
Okay.
I think that's just like English class kicking in, you know, where they like get you to analyze every scene and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, music, books, big art person, obviously. Shows. I don't know. My shows are sort of what?
Office.
Show.
Yeah.
With shows, I sort of like lean towards comfort rather than going like, Yes. Like, I've been binge watching Bob's Burgers for like the 4th time. Yeah, and then I also really like horror stuff as well.
I can see. What's your childhood looks like?
My childhood was good. It was good. Yeah, no, just like growing up in Parramatta, like there was like, I just think of the summers mostly, like walking to school, and you know, like I was right next to Parramatta Lake, and so we'd just walk up there, and like.
Was it dangerous back then when you're growing up?
I mean, not really.
Okay.
I guess I didn't like really pick up on any danger.
Okay, that's good. Good for you.
But yeah, we'll just sort of like go off do our own thing.
So when did you move to Penno area?
Like when I was like 9, I think. But I do miss Parramatta a lot. I really liked our old house. It was just really bright and nice. Like every room was like a different sort of pastel colour. But yeah, I feel very, 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 very lucky with my childhood. And yeah, the people I grew up with and everything.
Do you find it's easy to make connection with people?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't want to like be big-headed or anything.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll like second guess everything and then people are like, oh my god. Like, my boyfriend and I went back to his old place where his dad lives and his other brother lives. And then we went over, I was just hanging out with his brother. And then his dad was like, oh my god, this is like the happiest I've really seen him in a while.
Oh.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do try and like make an effort for people.
That's great. What's second guess you're talking about?
Just like, oh my god, like getting in my head again. Like, I'm annoying, just shut up. Like, you're talking about this too much, you're talking about yourself too much. Blah, 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 blah. You said this thing wrong. You know. I'm like, yep, that's it. Everyone hates me now. You know, just sort of like, I don't know, I was worried. I never really like fit in, you know?
No way. Really?
Well, I was worried I didn't fit in.
Okay.
I'm like, no.
I thought you were a very likable character.
Oh, thank you.
No?
I mean, I try. I try and like make an effort with everyone. I like to think that I like could speak to everyone in my grade, for example. Just have a chat with them.
Can you name all the 165 people in your group?
No way. I mean, maybe if you showed me photos. I'm bad. I'm bad at memory stuff.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's scary to think about. Like, I'm in my head, and then people are like, they have this entirely different perception of me. They view me differently. They think of me differently. Like, ew. I don't like that.
Ew?
Yeah, that's weird.
What does that mean?
It's just gross. I'm like, oh my god. Just when I think I've got it figured out, this person's like, actually, I have a different opinion about you. I'm like, oh my god.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, I don't know, like, I don't know.
If you can give me some examples.
I'm trying to think. Like, you know, I would meet Harry's friends and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassing. Like, I'm so much younger than them. They think I'm fucking lame and immature and stuff, and they're all like, you are great, you're the best. And stuff. I'm just trying to think of positive ones because I'm trying to like block out all the negative ones.
Yeah, that's good. It's alright. That's a good example.
But then, yeah, no. And I'm like, really? I guess I can't really imagine people having like positive feelings towards me.
Oh.
sometimes.
Is that means that you're not a very confident person?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
I always thought you were very confident.
Yeah,
You're
I
always
mean,
bubbly and smiley and, you know, very enthusiastic, always around the energies. And how come you think that you're not confident? I don't get it.
well, that's the thing. That's like what I'm talking about. Like my perception of myself is like I get in my head a lot. I like think too much, get very anxious, and then you're like, she's so bubbly and confident and stuff. I was like faking it almost, you know? Fake it till you make it sort of thing. But yeah.
You have a not very negative opinion about yourself. That doesn't make sense. Where does this come from?
I wish I knew.
Okay.
And then I could like sort of retrace my steps and figure it out and stuff.
What about during the high school life? For 6 years of high school life.
It was good. I mean, I went through a lot of phases. I think I like started school with like dip-dyed hair and braces.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah, you know, dyed my hair purple, went through my old emo phase, started befriending more people. Just, you know, by the end of it, it's like this big community.
Yeah,
It was
I think
really nice.
your years are pretty close to each other compared to
Yeah.
other years.
Big time.
Very relatively united.
Yeah.
That was good. Who is your closest friend?
I don't even know.
Anna?
I guess, yeah, Anna. I don't really talk to people as much as I should. I've been trying this new thing like in my morning routine where I sort of like I'll get up, make my bed, I'll meditate, and then sort of try and reach out to a different person every day.
Oh wow.
Because it's like, it's really bad. It's really bad. I'm a bad texter, all that stuff. But yeah, no, so I'm trying to like sort of like almost restart my friendships. It's full on.
Yeah.
It's full on. And then, yeah, I guess you just have to find the right people that are like willing to understand that, you know, go, oh, it's okay, you know, we can always reschedule, or we can like, you know, pencil something in for a while. Don't even have to see you for like a few years because they know what's happening.
Few years, just a bit long.
Okay, sorry, a few months.
Yeah, a few months, few years, yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
But that's everyone's life. And you don't even party a lot. Yeah, wow.
Not really. Sort of. I know I went hard at the beginning, so I've sort of grown out of it earlier.
Well, you're only 19. When you explain this to your Australian new friends here, what were the responses?
I don't think I really told them.
It must
Most
be
of
very...
them just made jokes about, how come you're white?
Oh, so how do you respond?
I tell them to shut up.
Really? Oh,
But yeah.
okay. Do you think that our humanity is decaying? Like we're going backwards?
Yeah.
Why the world is not, you know, becoming a better place? It seems like it get worsening.
Yeah, sort of, yes and no. I mean, I don't know, that's a hard question.
What are we trying to achieve do you think as humanity as a whole? Like what are we doing? What kind of future are we dreaming? Why these like people, there's a lot more poverty is going on and life is getting harder. Like this is like one of supposed to be best country in the world, right? But we still food are expensive and transport fuel prices going up and rent is expensive, housing is unaffordable. Like where are we going as a humanity, you think?
Yeah, I think it's all just like a power struggle and money. Yeah, humanity is probably getting worse now.
You think? Okay. What can you see yourself in 7 years? Opening a tattoo shop?
Oh my gosh.
In
yes.
Newtown?
Yes.
Have you been to Newtown?
Yeah, I have.
Do you like it? Lots of hippie people?
Yeah.
Lots of vegetarian, vegan?
Yeah. Probably. I mean, definitely. Probably 7 years. Hopefully I've like my own place or renting with someone. Doing tattoos.
Making art?
Yeah.
How long does it take to get a license? Tattoo license?
Like a couple of months.
Oh, that's not too bad. You can start like this year then. Oh wow. I'll introduce you to some clients then. If I can, yeah.
I've done a couple of tattoos on myself.
Oh really? Yourself to you?
Yeah.
To yourself? Without license?
Yeah.
Is that illegal?
I don't know.
Okay. What do you got? Can you
It's mostly on my feet.
okay.
So.
Can you show me? Can you show us? Show me.
I
Yeah.
want to show the foot.
No, that's your foot. Oh,
It's on my feet.
your feet. Is it a big one?
People pay to see that.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, wow.
I've got like a snake
Oh.
and like a rose,
Oh, wow.
and I've got like an eye,
So you got a lots of tattoo
and I
then.
got like 777.
What does that mean? 777.
My birthday's on the 7th of the 7th, and I was born in 2007.
What?
I'm joking. That's a joke.
How old are you?
19. I was born in 2003.
Okay. Oh. Right. So your birthday is on July. So how was your birthday?
Yeah, it was good.
What did you do?
I mostly just spent it with my family. I'm supposed to be going out this weekend with my friends, but the place we want to go, like the accommodation is fully booked, so we'll probably do it towards the beginning of August.
Actually, you spent your 18 years birthday in Australia then.
I did.
Probably during the COVID.
I did.
Oh.
I was at home, I remember.
What was your 18 years birthday like?
Terrible. Yeah, we were in lockdown, I think.
Did you go to bar, drink?
No, I don't drink.
You don't drink?
No.
Do you smoke?
It's very worrying, but you know, just have a good time, man.
Have a good
Just hang out.
Hang on.
Just do what makes you happy.
Tell me about the bit of the drawing that you did for the HSC and the work that you produced. All these, darkish, bleak images.
Like, I'm a fan of like horror movies and spooky stuff and all of that, and I have these masks that I collect.
Masks.
Masks.
Oh.
Like those clown faces was mask. I have like a whole bunch of them. Just have them for shits and gigs.
Gigs.
And laughing. Just jokes, yeah. And I didn't know what I wanted to do, and my art teacher, we were speaking, and she was like, oh my gosh, why don't you like take pictures of yourself in the mask? And I was like, oh my god, okay. So yeah, I put the masks on, did a little photo shoot, and drew it.
Did you got a good mark for HSC? Ben 6?
I think so.
Oh wow.
I don't. No, I don't. My theory in art is shit.
Was it difficult to understand or?
No, I don't care about the theory.
Okay.
I remember my teacher always gave me shit about it. About not putting enough effort into my diary and all of that. But for my like physical projects, I always got high marks. It's wrong. I believe that abortion should be legal. Yeah, it's crazy. Stupid.
I understand that you have anxieties and stuff. So how did you overcome and to say yes to this documentary?
Oh my gosh. I was like shitting myself.
No,
I was.
No, you
I
didn't
was-
look like one. You look pretty confident.
Valium.
No. So how did you do it?
Valium.
Valium. What's Valium?
It's a pill. It's an anxiety pill that calms people
Oh,
down.
you actually took that.
No, yeah, I did, but
Oh.
I think it's because like we're doing it in a familiar spot. I'm close to home.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
All right.
If we were to do it in like a shopping mall,
Oh. All right.
I like texted them one day and I was like, this is who I am, I'm not gonna change, like you just need to accept it. And it wasn't like an instant thing, but eventually they were like, there's not really much we can do now. Because they did do everything, they tried everything, and it just
So you
wasn't enough.
appreciate.
Yeah, definitely. I love them and I want to know, like I still fight with them, but every time I fight with them, I feel so bad. Like it's just.
So when I first picked this degree, I didn't really know, like, if I wanted to do it, right? And so, the very first few weeks of uni, I spent a lot of time walking around and asking other people who do my degree why they picked it, and just like what their plan is, like what they want to do in the future. And maybe 95% of them, like no joke, 95% of them said, I just want to make money. I just want to make money. That's all they said. I said, why are you picking this degree? What's your reason for doing it? They said, I want to make money. I thought that was pretty depressing.
Very depressing.
Like they don't care if they enjoy it or not. They didn't put much thought into, I mean, where their future's going to go. They just want to make the money.
I think I get a lot out of reading. I feel like I learn a lot of things. Because there's like a lot of life lessons in stories that, like, I don't know, I feel like I've experienced so many things that I've never actually experienced, but just because I've like read about them.
I believe there's more than something after death. There can't be nothing. There's no way there's nothing. Even in physics, in quantum physics, we learned that there is millions and millions of colors, and that we can only see 0.03% of all colors on the light spectrum. And there's 11 known dimensions that we only know of. We experience 4 of them, and we only can interact with 3 of them, and our eyes only perceive 2 of them, because we only see things in 2D. We can only move things in 3D, but we experience time in the 4D, in 4 dimensions. And there's at least 11 known ones that we kind of know of, only see 0.0% of the light spectrum. There could be a totally another organ that we don't even know of, that picks up a totally different sense that we don't even know of. And you're telling me there's nothing after death? Absolutely nothing?
Yeah.
That has to be bullshit. Turn left?
Yes.
When I'm looking for my partner, I think about this all the time.
That's great.
Even though I'm emotionally unavailable right now, which means that I'm definitely not in the market. But I think it doesn't like summarize to like one thing, but you want to be with someone that you know you can work things through with, right? I think a lot of the time, I don't know, when people like get divorced, I feel like I want to be with someone that I know I can make it last, that we won't just give up on each other, but I want someone who listens to me, respects me, has empathy. And I think having similar beliefs is really important when it comes to like basic stuff. Like first and foremost, like if he's like misogynistic, or he thinks that like feminism is like stupid, or like he makes like passive aggressive racist jokes, I feel like on like a base level it's not gonna work out, and it's not like my responsibility to fix someone either. So I think when it comes to like, yeah, where you stand in life, you kind of have to be like at the same level.
I guess people just like to sit like behind their screen, safe, and then they like to sort of invest themselves into other people's thoughts and opinions so much more than like their own. And if something is different to their own opinion, or like their different like ideology, or like, because that's TikTok honestly is like a pretty political platform, believe it or not. If you think about it, TikTok it's a Chinese company who made it. We can start there. And clearly like China is like under a certain type of regime. And then on top of that, there's people, all audiences can access all over the world, so many different cultures, perspectives, lives, experiences, all put into like one thing. And then on top of that, you just have like nutters on there as well. And then you just have people who like, there's just so much on that platform that there's just going to be like chaos, and people can just sit there and just get so worked up over other people's like videos, other people's experiences and stuff, and what they say and how they say things, and the other like the way they, so it's just it's a pretty like negative space. How can I gotta think of one last thing to put it off, set it off.
Okay, all good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm definitely pro-choice, because that should be the standard, guys, come on. I was a Christian for most of my adolescence, and you know, it's mostly the Christian community who are pro-life, saying things like abortion is bad, things like that, which is simply not true. You know what's crazy is the like evangelist, is that how I think evangelist, yeah, church used to support abortions, and now they don't, so did a full 180. And it's honestly, well, obviously it's like taking away abortion rights, reproductive rights, human rights. What's happening in America is absolute insanity, and I can't comprehend it. It's yeah, crazy. I literally can't believe what's happening, and I'm really scared because, you know, America is this big influential country. People take notes, you know.
I guess if we, you know, we're like, we always want to like try to please the other person, right? And I guess we assume that pleasing them will just be being like them. And like, I think it's pretty natural, like when you want someone to like you mimic how they act, right?
Okay.
Just kind of unnaturally. Like I've noticed when I'm friends with people, especially, I pick up things they say, like little like things they do.
Oh, wow.
I start doing them when I'm not around them, and I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, I don't know. So we always we wonder what they're thinking. We want to know what they're thinking. We don't want to feel like they don't like us, in a way. Yeah, isn't there like, it's probably some kind of evolutionary reason, like you said, that we kind of assume the worst. Like, we're always negative. We don't ever think that the other person, you know, has a good reason for not responding to us, like our text messages or something. Like, I know there's like the negativity bias where you remember like negative events over positive ones because they, you know, that was like they help you stay alive, right? You like knowing not, like, don't, you know, go chasing like a tiger or whatever, because that will kill you, right? Like, that's kind of an evolutionary thing, but I don't think that's the same as us assuming that people hate us. I don't know.
I think when you told me about it, I was like, it's a really cool idea. I don't see it's really cool that you try to keep the interaction between students even after high school. And I feel like it's really cool how you'll see. Well, after high school, I feel like for most people, it's the most confusing time of their life. Like, a lot of people don't know exactly what they want to do or what they should be doing. They want to figure out. There's a lot of things to figure out once you leave high school and stuff like that. And I think it's cool that you'll do one now, you do one in the future as well, so you see the whole progression. But you know that, like, I think it's really cool how over the time you'll see kids' views, like people's views change, and you'll see at like different stages of people's lives, maybe even see similarities between other people, how they kind of, what way their path goes, the way their mentality